Hey all, welcome back to Awful Stories. I'm Matt, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe for daily videos. The first story we're going to cover is titled, My Boyfriend Has a Kink, and I'm Not Into It. This was posted to the relationship subreddit by a user named Cordy. I am a smaller girl, I wear a size 4. And when he told me about this, I said I was uncomfortable because it bleeds into daily life. If I am full from dinner and say, I'm full, or I'm bloated, he takes that sexually. I feel very uncomfortable with this, and I do not like being sexualized just for eating or experiencing the discomfort of feeling bloated. We tried water bloating, and I hated it. I felt disgusting and uncomfortable, yet he tries to push it on me at least once a month. I also feel like he wants me to get larger, and I do not want that. When I say no, he becomes sad and says I am not fulfilling his needs. Am I not enough? To add context, he has been addicted to pornography, and this also bleeds into our relationship. I really care about him, but I do not know how to tell him that I feel sexually coerced. However, I do not personally think this is a reason to break up. What should I do? If a best friend told me her partner repeatedly pressured her into sexual acts that made her feel uncomfortable and disgusting, I would be very concerned. My take on this is sexual coercion is a serious violation of trust and personal boundaries. I would tell her that feeling pressured or pushed into anything sexual that doesn't feel right is not okay, no matter how much she cares about her partner. Everyone deserves to have their boundaries and feelings respected without guilt or manipulation. I wouldn't downplay it or suggest it's something to just work through lightly. Coercion isn't love or intimacy. It's control disguised as desire. Boundaries are always super important, and OP's boyfriend should respect that, or he can get the fuck out. Steph Ninja said, No, no, no. If you are not into the kink, then he needs to listen to you. You told him no, and that you are uncomfortable, and he needs to respect that. If he wants you to gain weight for his pleasure and you do not want to, then I'm sorry, but he must respect that. This is not a simple kink that can be finished once you are done in the bedroom. This is feederism, and physically changing your body for his enjoyment is toxic and unhealthy. I think you should have a talk with him about it and be firm with your boundaries. However, if he does not respect them, you might be better off finding a man whose kink is something you are comfortable with. Auntie Chi said, You are not responsible for fulfilling his kink. I do not think you are compatible. You will always be self conscious about what you are eating around him. Also, the way he gets upset about you not participating in his kink, that is coercion, and it is completely wrong. Saying no to anything sexual should never be met with arguments, accusations of being unfulfilled, or emotional outbursts. That is the definition of coercion, and it is not acceptable. He wants his kink fulfilled more than he respects you or your autonomy. Let that sink in. The second story for today is titled, I'm So Lost, and was made in the True Off My Chest subreddit by a user named Alpha Wolf. I feel numb. My husband left me and our kids. We have been in a bad place recently, struggling to pay bills, not having a car, and having to move in with my mom. I am beginning to think it was all planned. This past week, he called me while he was at work and told me to pack our stuff and leave quickly because our apartment was bringing the sheriff to evict us. I did not really believe it. We had received no notice or court order about eviction, but I packed our things, and my mom helped us move in with her. I would not risk my kids being locked out if it were true. The next day, my husband rented a car and disappeared. When he finally called me the following day, he claimed to be at a friend's house. He came back after work with a hickey he said was a bruise. Then 2 hours later, he left again to go to the same friend's house. The next day, he said he needed a break. He was tired, stressed, and depressed. He left yesterday and went back to his hometown, which is 2 hours away. He claimed he wanted to work on our marriage, but I woke up this morning to find he had changed everything. His Facebook profile was updated with a photo of him kissing an ex girlfriend I dislike because she came to our home 2 days after we had our first child, trying to start a fight with me. I do not know what to do. I want to fall apart. I am 27 with 3 kids. I have barely any work history because he wanted me to stay home with the kids. I have had 4 jobs in 10 years, all of which I had to quit within a month because of him. I do not have a diploma or GED. I am living with my mother, and her house is falling apart, with 4 other adults living here as well. I'm so scared. I'm trying so hard not to break down in front of my kids, but I'm terrified of losing them, afraid I will not be enough to provide for or take care of them. I am so lost. Update. I am so sorry. I do not know how to update or if anyone is particularly interested, but I need to vent. Things have escalated horribly in the past 3 days. My soon to be ex husband has been threatening to take my kids. He is living with his new girlfriend. I found out from his aunt that he has been telling everyone I left him for another man and was gone for an entire week. the day after his mother memorial. He has also been telling people my own mother does not want me or our kids living with her, which is a blatant lie, as my mom is the most supportive person there is. I have been trying to file for custody, but I cannot find any legal aid to help. I am so stressed. I do not even know what to do now. V. Rose said, "Firstly, you will get through this. It sucks right now, but you will. Secondly, you need to get angry. He treated you badly and is clearly an absolute piece of work. Anger will save you. It is meant to. Use that anger to get your life together. Thirdly, for goodness sake, do not go back to him. He will not only hurt you again, but if you go back and need to leave later, people will not be sympathetic. The first time, you get sympathy. The second time, it is, I told you so. The third time, maybe grudging help. These are facts. Fourthly, you just met the real him for the first time. Everything else was an act that served his interests. Hold on to that." To this, trailer trash responded with, "100% this. You are stronger than you think. You have already gotten through the hardest part. You and your kids are safe at your mother's house. Now it is time to move forward. Cut him off. File for divorce. If he wants any time with the kids, let him go to court. Make arrangements with your mother to babysit so you can look for work. Thank goodness you found out who this man really is now, not years down the road. Forget him. Do not take him back, ever. People do not change. If he has done this to you once, he will do it again. You have got this." Then to this, OP said, "I will never go back to him. I have always told him that cheating was a deal breaker. I went through hell with my parents' marriage and later their divorce when I was 12. I will not put my kids through the same thing. I am already looking for work, but I'm scared to file anything. My mother's house is kind of falling apart. I'm applying for housing, but I'm terrified that the Department of Human Services will end up showing up and taking my kids. I do not want him to have custody. He was absent even while living in the same house." This third and final story is titled, "My Husband Cheated on Me with My Own Niece," and was also posted in the True Off My Chest subreddit by a user named Impossible Sound. So, a bit of backstory. I played a big part in raising my niece, Anastasia, 24. Her mother left with another man, and her father, my brother, was an alcoholic his whole life and neglected his daughter. At times, he even physically hurt her. I married Ivan, who was his opposite. From a poor childhood, he became a successful businessman. And last year, when this mess took place, his business had almost 50 employees. Over the past months, he grew it even more. He took care of himself, wore suits, was confident, slim, tall, and a good father to our 7-year-old daughter. Anastasia adored him. When I married him finally, we had a man in the family to control her father. He defended her. If she called in the middle of the night because her father's friends were over and she was scared, Ivan picked her up and drove her to us. She was very vocal about how much she admired him. My husband and her father did not get along well. My husband was fed up with picking him up from the hospital and paying for his liver issues. Ivan also took care of my mother financially. He cheated on me several times, but I felt secure in this marriage, and he controlled the chaos of this family. Fast forward, it was revealed to me that Ivan and Anastasia had been messing around behind my back for more than a year. After or before family dinners, and whenever I was not around, Anastasia changed a lot, or rather revealed her true face. She told me she wanted my husband and that she deserved him more than I did. I divorced him, and very quickly, he and my niece started dating officially. We were not even divorced yet, actually. Meanwhile, my brother died, and he even tried to ask Ivan for money due to the mess. The relationship between my niece and my ex did not last long. He started drinking again, cried in front of our daughter, and blamed Anastasia for ruining our marriage. He became violent with her. Anastasia was obsessed with him, but ended up leaving him. Anastasia was always extraordinarily beautiful, and she quickly found someone else. My husband tried his best to get her back, more than he ever tried to get me back. But their relationship was mostly a bedroom fantasy. She did everything he wanted her to do, so my therapist helped me understand that was the reason. I blame myself. Now, 1 year later, all three of us are single. Anastasia apologized to me, and even though I still love her, I could not forgive her and do not want her around me. She realized who he really is, and it saddens me, but she is all alone. No friends, no family, nothing. She still reaches out from time to time. He is dating women in their 20s, and I'm still in therapy, but have a good job and take care of my daughter Maggie. I found out that my mother and my brother knew all along about the affair, but no one told me. They probably feared what happened anyway, that we would divorce and there would be no more support for them. So what disturbs me the most is how OP's mother and brother knew. Her own mother chose to keep her in the dark and let her be cheated on rather than telling you the truth. But in my opinion, the first mistake here is trusting someone who cheated on you repeatedly and believing you were secure in that marriage. I personally wouldn't let my daughter be around people who betray OP like that. Her and the daughter deserve so much better than that kind of toxic family environment. I admire how strong OP has been through all this. Funny Parking said, "How old was your ex husband? Are we all going to skim over the fact that he groomed her into having a sexual relationship with him? It is unclear when the sexual relationship started. However, this was grooming." To this, OP said, he did not sleep with her when she was under the legal age. She confirmed this to me in her letter. She hates him with passion now and has told me many dark things about him, but she made it clear that nothing happened between them while she was underage. She started pursuing him in her 20s, and he gave in. I do not say that he did not plan or at least hope for it. What a shame said. What does Anya say when she tries to reach out to you now? Does Maggie still ask about her? Does Ivan still ask about her? How is her relationship with your mother? How is your relationship with Ivan? How is your relationship now with the mutual friends who knew about Anya's affair when they used to date officially and comment on their posts together? Do you still engage with them? How are you doing? How are you feeling? What is your status at work now? We miss you and hope you are doing great. To this, OP responded with, Ivan wants Anya back. Badly. But it hurts me way less than it did a few months ago. He bought her a very expensive necklace, like the equivalent of my 2 months' salary or something, and she did not accept it. Ivan has always had options. Women gave him attention all the time, and not only due to money. He is arrogant and narcissistic, but there are plenty of women, including me and my niece, who confuse that with high confidence. He also has a kind of charm, something cold, detached. I have no idea what. But he has charisma, so he always had options, but he wants her more than he wants me back. And I need to deal with this. They are still hooking up occasionally, from what I have heard. When she reaches out, she is usually crying because she has no one. She rarely calls, though, usually just texts me. She blames him for turning her against me and for telling her for years how much he thought she was a burden and that only he could take care of her. So, Ivan and she are still in touch somehow. He took her with him somewhere over a weekend. I know this from a mutual friend who was also there. They behave like a couple. I do not really engage with any of them, just some friends who, I guess, had no idea about the affair. Work is good, but we are all a bit worried. AI is taking over all our processes, and well, we know what that means in the long run. I joined a book club too.